Everyone. If you're wondering why I'm so elevated, it's because I'm sitting on a blanket to help lift myself up and help correct my posture. I wanted to come on here today and discuss a sort of intro to yoga because a lot of people, now that I have my yoga teacher training certification and I'm actually going to start teaching my classes officially in July. So I'm really excited about that. I wanted to come and clear up a couple of misconceptions that people might not know about. So the first thing that I hear, and also for myself, because I admit before I started practicing yoga, I was like, I'm not going to do that because I'm such a busybody. And I like to move. And I'm always constantly on the go. And so the idea of me wanting to rest and just stretch and lay out there was not on my priorities list. But when I began taking yoga at my local gym, where I also got my certification from, I found out yoga's just not there's not one type of style of yoga. So if we take the concept of yang and yin, yang is that active movement, strength, and power, whereas yin is that receiving mode, that presence that is just in the moment, right? And so there's two different styles, in terms of energy wise, but in terms of, well, let's say energy wise, but in other types of styles that you could practice fall along those type of two, right? A more active practice or more relaxing and stretching. And again, you're also active, but in a different sense of energy that you are, an intention that you're looking for. So the practice that I teach and I do commit myself to is Ashtanga yoga. And so it's a hatha form in terms of that we're focusing on three things. It's always the breath, and then body movement, and your focus, or what we call drishti, wherever your eyes are, for concentration and discipline. And so in Ashtanga yoga, it was actually created by, brought out by, history, K. Patapi Joyce. And in this style of yoga, you have 6 series where essentially the student progresses along the series. However, everyone starts off at the primary series. The primary series consists a bunch of asanas or postures that you're going through, and the series never changes. So whenever you enter a class, you'll always start with your warm-up, and then you will go through the progression. And it's actually really beautifully interwoven because it helps target every body part, strengthens, and helps for you really to begin to cultivate your mind-body awareness. And along with that, I love it because for me personally, I really do get into the meditation state. And that's the reason why I actually fell in love with it, because meditation is very therapeutic, healing for your mind, for your body, spirit. And for the life of me, I could not, like I said, going back to my story, I could not sit down and close my eyes. It's I just couldn't do it. But when I did, I started off with a vinyasa yoga, which means that, well, I'll do another video on that. Today's mostly Ashtanga. But so when I was able to take a class where, again, in the style of hatha, your body's breath and your gaze, I was actually able to fall into a meditation state, even though I was moving, and which is really good. That's what meditation is. Meditation is a practice for you in which you release all these drifting thoughts that are constantly going in and out of your mind, right? All the time. And so you're focusing on you. And it's just such a beautiful practice. And so that's what I wanted to share with you, that there are so many different styles of yoga. And so, in particular, with today's topic, Ashtanga, they say from the series, going back to that, I have no real format, I'm just like talking here, sharing. With the series, you'll see these postures in Ashtanga come up in other styles of yoga. So, okay, now we talk about vinyasa. Vinyasa really means that you're going without stopping. It's a nice fluid rhythm. In some classes, they do mostly have like music going along with it. With Ashtanga, you typically don't have music. You're really just focusing on the sound of your breath. That sounds like an ocean, with the waves crashing and going, right? So I would definitely recommend that before you say no to yoga practice, definitely check out different types, because there's different types, there's many different teachers that relay the message differently, and maybe there'll be one that's out there for you, but you have to be willing to be open about it. So lastly, I wanted to say why else I love Ashtanga. Is because of my own story. Well, I actually just updated my website, so I wanted to come in here and share that with you. Let me see. Okay. So my own personal story, after like 14 years of starting my health journey, I grew up overweight. I had low self-esteem, that came from like emotional abuse, from my own mother. And I've always been an introspective person, and really, looking around for, in this regards of my health, like how do I change my body? How do I feel more confident? How do I feel better about myself? It all really began through a physical aspect, right? Changing your diet, exercising. But with my own modality, like I really talk about and emphasize with everyone, mind, body, and spirit. Without all those factors and having each area of your life in those at a balance, then you overall won't be balanced, right? And so I found, even again after my own personal journey changing my body, I was still missing something, right? Where was that self-confidence, that self-acceptance? And it wasn't really until I began my teacher training that when I first got introduced into Ashtanga, and I just described like why I love it so much, because it actually helps get me centered and focused. um, I saw that was a missing piece for me, for that whole body, mind, spirit message that I'm looking to convey to everyone. I began seeing that I could do things I never thought I would be able to do, like a push-up, handstands with the help of my teacher, back bending, and slowly I really did begin to see what yoga Chikitsa meant. The primary series, which is the first series of Ashtanga, means yoga therapy. The primary series begins and still does purify the body and heal it. And so it elevated my life. Through meditation in the active practice, I was able to see that my confidence slowly is building. Old beliefs are burning away. And that's really why, as a teacher, I want to instill and show this beautiful practice to others, so that they could see that you guys really can find that diamond within you, that's just waiting to shine out and break out. And so really to balance out my love is in the air mentality, mermaid here, Ashtanga holds me. It's a grounding practice, especially primary series. And so I'll begin teaching my classes over at Shakti July 3rd at 7 a.m. And then I will do Tuesdays at 9:30. Message me, what do you think? Do you practice yoga? And what are your forms of meditation that you enjoy? Thanks for listening, and I hope to share more with you later.